Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Interlagos, Brazil. It's the second race of Group B semi-final tonight. We have Territorio F1 drivers, Formula Motorsport drivers, and also F1 Race Championship drivers and F1 Legend drivers in this group. But first of all, before the qualifying gets very hot tonight, as the cars are already on track, let me present to you my guest tonight, my partner for the commentary. Please welcome Daniele Spadi.
Good evening, Luca, and thanks for having me tonight.
Of course, we also have to welcome tonight the broadcast director. Please welcome Marco Ganu. Of course, we also gonna have a race director for our race tonight, and tonight the race director is Mr. X.
Hi.
So 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go. As I've already said, cars are already on track. Everyone is on track except Made for Netum, that is just now leaving the box to trying a fast lap. So we have Alonso, Team, and Sutil for Territorio F1. We have Ricky Memphis, Kizekage, and Gladiator for F1 Legend drivers. Then we have the Formula Motorsport drivers with Tonix, Binox, and Mark. And then representing the French team of F1 Race Championship, we're gonna have Barrichello 59, we're gonna have Natum, and we're gonna have Miki HK. Let's see which lap we're gonna see first. It's Alonso with 1 minute 8 and 8:43. It's the fastest time. Ricky Memphis is second with 1:09.1. Gladiator in third with 1:09.2, 1:08.9 for Tonix, who grabs second place by now, but we're gonna see more times coming. It's a 1:09.4 for Miki, who is fifth. Barrichello 1:08.9, he is second, and also TF1 team coming down the main straight to the finish line in 1:09.2, and he is sixth. A very high time for F1MD Mark. It's a 1:27.9. Maybe he made a mistake, or maybe he decided to abort his lap. 1:06.09.6 for TF1 Sutil, 9th place at the moment for the Territorio F1 driver. There's also Gladiator with 1:09.201, and actually Gladiator and team are in 5th and 6th place with the same time, 1:09.201. So Daniele, the times are already starting to flow tonight, and what do you think you're gonna see?
Well, immediately a 1:08.8.
Oh, Gladiator, sorry! Gladiator with a 1:08.2 and 8:21. It's a very, very fast time, but I can clearly see some lag from Kizekage, so maybe the Force India driver have some problem by now. Maybe the race director will take a look at that. So Gladiator 1:08.821, and Alonso is second with 1:08.843. F1MD Mark with his second attempt set a 1:08.9. We already saw yesterday drivers doing 2 laps in a row, but yesterday they've done it because they knew there was going to be rain for the race. Now, can this be the sign that maybe also tonight we're going to have a start of the race with some rain maybe? But what do you think, Daniele?
Well, it can be, of course. However, I do think that doing 2 laps on this set of tires shouldn't be that much of a problem for the race, even if it's going to be a dry race. Gladiator immediately with a very, very nice time. I know him personally, and I know he is a very, very quick driver in qualifying. However, he may struggle a little bit in the race, but immediately some very quick lap times.
Natum for F1 Race Championship. He is going to be the last driver to set a fast time. He is coming down to the main straight across the finish line right now. Let's see what time it's going to be. And he's 10th, a 4/10 of a second from the pole position with a 1:09.241. Can you believe it or not? We have 12 drivers in less than 8/10 of a second.
Wow, that's very, very good level from these drivers.
So, Gladiator, Alonso, Mark, Barrichello, Tonix, Ricky Memphis, Miki, Tim, Kesekage, Natum, Binox, and Sutil. This is how the starting grid can look by now. But we still have 5 minutes to go before the end of the session, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some improvements tonight. But I think that Gladiator, Alonso, Mark, their time by now are already very good time, so they have to be some kind of, they have to find a perfect lap if they want to improve themselves in their second attempt.
Yes, exactly. They need perfection. That's what they need to take, or grab pole position, or even starting the couple of first 2 rows, because we saw yesterday the top 6 drivers covered by 4/10 of a second, which is an incredibly small gap, if I may say so. And yeah, immediately 1:08.8 by Gladiator is a very competitive lap time. It's going to be quite hard to beat that.
Alonso is now on track with his Red Bull, so let's see if he's going to be able to improve himself. Actually, the time at the first sector was a bit slower than before, but he gained almost 1.5 of a second on himself in the second sector, so we can maybe see some improvements from Alonso. He's taking his Red Bull down the main straight, so let's see what we're gonna see, and it's a pole position time with a time of 1:08.769, and it's provisional pole for TF1 Alonso, but it's look like he's trying to improve again, because it seems like he's pushing hard.
Yes, he is. I don't know whether this second lap will maybe affect his tires a little bit more. We're just going to wait and see if he finishes this lap, or if he comes straight into the pit lane to put on a new set of super soft tires.
Well, actually the track is pretty short, so he may be gonna have some time to put on his car a new set of super soft tire. And remembering that tonight here in Brazil we have the super soft tire, the soft tire, and the medium tires. These are the 3 compounds that Pirelli have brought here in Brazil. So let's see what Alonso is going to do. It seems like he's going back to the pit lane. Yes, it is, when we still have 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. So there's also Barrichello on track with his Mercedes. Then we have Tonix with the Sauber, Ricky Memphis with the S, then Sutil, Team, Miki, Kesekage with the Force India. And let's see if we're gonna see some improvement. There's Sutil coming down the finish line, and it's not an improvement. 1:10.7 for the Red Bull driver. He was unable to improve himself this time. Miki with a 17.3 in the first sector for the Mercedes driver. Mickey's, no, sorry, 17.1 in the first sector. He's 0.2 of a second faster than himself in the first sector. His fastest time in the second sector was a 35.0, the same time set also by the actual poleman Alonso, a 34.9 for Mickey. So we're gonna look very careful to the time he is going to set. Let's see what's he gonna do. He's actually 0.3 of a second away from the pole position, and he's fourth, 1.5 of a second away with a time of 1:08.920. Also, Gladiator is on track.
Yeah, now watch out for Ricky Memphis. He's improving by quite a bit now, and he's going right to the finish line.
So let's see what Ricky Memphis is going to do. 189 was his previous time. 108.801, but it's not enough to beat the 108.7 set by Alonso just a few minutes ago. Gladiator, a little bit of traffic for the Force India of Gladiator. And just taking a look at the timetable right here, with Gladiator not improving himself in the first sector. Let's see what's he gonna do in the second sector. A 34.9 was his best time.
Yeah, Tonix got pole 18.6.
And Tonix with a 1 minute 08.6 is set the new pole position, 1/10 of a second faster than Alonso. So Tonix, Alonso, Ricky Memphis, and let's see if Gladiator will be able to improve. He crossed the finish line and he is not able to improve, but he may be gonna have one more lap, but he almost lost his car at the first corner. Yes, to Senna. So let's see what's he gonna do. Miki on the finish line. Also Sutil have crossed the finish line, so it's the end of the qualifying for him, and also Ricky Memphis decide to return to the box. There's Mark. Let's see the first sector of the Red Bull, of the Sauber. It's a 16.9. And he's just slightly slower than Tonix in the first sector.
Yeah, 69 for Gladiator as well.
So let's see what's gonna happen in the second. Tonix improves! Tonix improves! Tonix improves himself with extraordinary time in the second sector. Yeah. 34.6, he made it with a 108.4.
Gladiator grabs second place.
And Gladiator is second, but Mark, it's doing something better than him, grabbing the first row. So maybe we're gonna have an entire front row made of Formula Motorsport drivers. The session is complete. We're not gonna see any more improvements because all the drivers have crossed the finish line under the checkered flag. So we're gonna have Tonix and Mark for F1 Motorsport drivers starting from the front row. Then we're gonna have Gladiator and Alonso in third and fourth. Third row for Ricky Memphis, fifth, and TF1 team in sixth. In fourth row, seventh place for Mickey HK and his teammate Barrichello 59. Fifth row for TF1 Sutil and Kezekage 97. Then we on the bottom row we have Natum in 11th place and F1 MD Beenox in 12th place. Well, I was expecting maybe something more from Beenox. He's almost 1 second away from the pole position, but maybe he got some problems in the last minute of the session, and maybe he wasn't able to improve.
Yeah, probably that's the case. But anyway, a very close qualifying session, as you would expect in such a short track like Brazil. The top 7 covered by less than half a second. Miki in 7th place, just shy of 5/10 of a gap from F1 MD Tonix in 1st place. 18.4, it's 2/10 faster than yesterday's pole, so this is a very, very competitive lap time.
So let's see. The first thing I would like to see is to know if we're gonna have some rain at the start of the race. I do believe so, because maybe you were talking about this before, the fact that maybe doing 2 consecutive laps on the same set of tires cannot create problems for the race. But I don't know. I don't think it's the right choice if you want to avoid any kind of problem or maybe any kind of puncture during the race.
Yes, and this can be actually true. We're going to find out in a moment. Yes, if it rains at the start of the race, it could really change the whole dynamic of the race.
Okay, so we're gonna find out just in a few seconds, but before, we're just gonna have a little break, and we're gonna be back. And we're back live from the Interlagos circuit, and it's race time, 36 laps. We already saw a lot of action yesterday for the Group A race, and we're gonna have Tonix and Mark starting from the front row tonight, followed by Gladiator, Alonso, Ricky Memphis, and then Team Mickey HT, Barrichello, Sutil, Kesekage, Natum, and Beanox. These are the 12 drivers that are going to race tonight. They are gonna offer us the best show in the business. Just a few corners before the car will be back again on the grid. If I can ask you, Daniele, who you think can be the winner tonight, looking at the starting grid?
That's a very difficult question.
That's why I asked you.
I know. I don't know. I mean, Tonix has made a great lap in qualifying, so I think he's going to be the favorite in the race, but watch out for Mark, and also I think TF1 Alonso and Ricky Memphis.
So all the drivers in the first 10th place are gonna start with the super soft tire they use in qualifying. Natum and Beanox are on the two last places of the grid, and they're gonna start with the soft tires. But the lights are coming out. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's coming right now, and we go for the second race of the semi-final. A great start from Tonix, not the same from Mark, who had to defend himself from the Red Bull of Alonso and Gladiator 2, and there's a little bit of contact right there, and Alonso is second with Mark, Gladiator, Ricky Memphis. Then we have Mickey, Team Sutil, Barrichello, Kesekake, and Beanox who overtake Natum after the start. There was a little bit of contact there, and Alonso is still fighting to retain his place from the attack of Mark, and Tonix is immediately trying to pull it away the gap, and there's a yellow flag right there. There's something happened. We see Mickey and Sutil, and there is some damage for both of them. We can see some damage on the front wing of the Red Bull of Sutil. We can also see some damage on the front wing of the Mercedes of Mickey.
Yes, they collided out of turn 4 with Mickey around the outside of Sutil, but probably not enough space for him, and they touched and they went into the barrier together.
And so we are going to conclude the first lap with F1 MD Tonix leading the race, and he already have a 1.2 second of an advantage on Alonso. Then there's Mark, Gladiator, Ricky Memphis, Team Barrichello, Kesekage, Natum, Beanox, and of course Mickey with his Mercedes is coming down the pit lane, and I'm pretty sure this front wing is same for TF1 Sutil. Soft tires for Mickey. And let's see, super soft tires for Sutil. And also a new front wing for the Red Bull driver who leaves the pit lane right now. And now it looks like Alonso is gaining just a little bit on Tonix. He gains 2/10 of a second in this lap. And let's see what's gonna happen in the first lap. We're also gonna check the pace of the drivers, and we also see that now F1 MD Mark is a little bit is not closer as much as he was before to the Red Bull of Alonso. So Tonix concluding the second lap of the race. He's doing a 1:11.8. And there's Team attacking the Ferrari of, the Ass of Ricky Memphis on the straight, and he's doing on the outside with a brilliant overtake. Team fixed the position from Ricky Memphis, and he is now 5th with his Ferrari, but Ricky Memphis is trying to regain his place. Defending on the inside is Team, and there's no space for Ricky Memphis to overtake him again. Oh, look how much they were close right now, and still Ricky Memphis have to stay behind the Ferrari. So it looks like Team have completed the overtake on Ricky Memphis right now.
What a move round the outside, went right clear of the Haas. Very, very nice braking from Team, and Ricky Memphis tried his best to get the place back but couldn't.
We also saw yesterday delay on the last lap.
Yes.
Of course, there were some pretty different condition of weather at that time, but even delay on the last lap have trying to overtake Belegati on the outside, and of course, after what happened, you can see that it is not as easy as it seems.
Yes, that's true. Now Mark pretty close to Alonso. He's not
Yeah,
struggling,
and Tonix,
but Mark looks
maybe
like
Alonso is already struggling a little bit because Tonix have gained 0.2 of a second in this lap. There's still a 1.2 gap differential between them. Then we have Max and Gladiator. We have 3 Italian drivers in the first 4 places.
Yeah, now Ricky Memphis is once again very close to the team, who made a bit of a mistake out of turn 4. Ricky Memphis really seems quick.
TF1 Cyril, of course, with a 1:11.6, that's the fastest lap of the race, but of course he also have a new set of super soft tires. Tonix again trying to pull it away from Alonso, but it looks like that's not gonna be an easy job for the F1 Motorsport driver.
Yeah, the driver that right now seems to struggle a little bit is Gladiator, who has lost contact with Mark up ahead. However, he keeps team at bay behind with 1.5 second gap. Team very, very defensive on Ricky Memphis and Barrichello.
Well, the pace now between Tonix and Alonso is pretty similar. 1:11.9 for Tonix, 1:11.8 for Alonso, 1:12.3 for Mark, and also Gladiator have lost a little bit of time. He lost the tail of the Red Bull, of the Sauber of Mark, and he's starting to look in his rear mirrors because he can clearly see the forms, the shapes of the Ferrari of team. But there are also Ricky Memphis and Barrichello in the back of this group.
Yes, Gladiator has lost a whole second in the first sector and a half, so probably a mistake in the first couple of corners, but right now team is very, very close.
Let's see what's gonna happen in this lap, because Gladiator in 4th place will be the only driver of this group who will not be able to activate the DRS, as ahead of him Mark is too much far. 1:12.2 for Tonix, 1:12.2 for Alonso. They are really on the same pace by now, and let's see if something is happening behind with the TF1 team really close to the tail of Force India. Let's see if he's going to try an overtake right now, defending on the inside Gladiator, and he also goes again on the outside, and team finding the space for the overtake on the inside of the corner. There are plenty of space here, but they have to be very careful. Again, the inside, and then there's a contact, there's a contact again, and there's a penalty of 3 seconds for Gladiator after only 6 laps out of 36 we're gonna have tonight.
Yes, very clever move by Ricky Memphis actually. He let team and Gladiator fight ahead of him, and then when he saw the opportunity he seized it and got past team, and now he's in P5.
But the situation is far to be calm right there. And Gladiator! Plenty of action right there. Ricky Memphis is 4th, and the team is attacking again. Gladiator again on the outside, but the Force India have not enough speed down the straight, trying to defend himself on the outside, but no, he's not able. And now the Mercedes of Barrichello trying to overtake him, and he almost lost his car going on the outside. Plenty of action here, ladies and gentlemen. And now there's also Natum with the Renault. He's on soft tire. He's on a different strategy.
Yeah, Gladiator looks like he's struggling a lot with these tires right now. I wonder if he's going to come into the pits in the next couple of laps.
And oh, and there's damage, and there's plenty of damage on the front wing on the Ferrari of team.
Oh, yes.
You can clearly see how much the front wing, so maybe there's been a problem with Ricky Memphis, because I am pretty sure that before, at the beginning of this lap, his front wing was intact.
Yes, probably some contact with Gladiator. Now he's losing a lot of time to Ricky Memphis already.
I think that the contact was with the Ricky Memphis, maybe out of the Ferradura. Maybe out of the Ferradura.
Probably.
112.3 for Ricky Memphis, 112.3 for Alonso, and yes, I'm sure.
When he gets 5 seconds, stop-go penalty.
Stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Thiem.
And I think he's putting medium tires on.
New front wing, and it's medium tires.
I don't know whether he will be able to go to the end with these medium tires.
Well, maybe you want to try, I don't know why.
28
medium
laps
and then a very short stint with a new set of super soft tires.
Probably. Yeah, probably that's the way. However, he lost a lot of time with this front wing change, and he will have 5 second stop-go penalty if he stops again.
Maybe that's why he choose the medium tires. Maybe you don't want to stop again to lose those 5 seconds.
Yeah,
but you're gonna have those 5 seconds at the end of the race. So it doesn't matter. But talking about drivers who lost times, the one who lost maybe the most in the last lap is Mark. Then he is now 2 seconds away from Alonso.
And he goes into the pit.
And he's going in the pit, so that's why maybe he was struggling with the tires as well. So let's see. We can also see some mechanics from Mercedes coming out of their box. But yes, it's Barrichello and Ricky Memphis too. And Ricky Memphis too. So, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1. Nothing serious.
Nothing serious, no.
So we have Mark on super soft tires, same as Ricky Memphis, but Barrichello goes on soft tires. Yeah, so different strategies for them.
Yes, he wants probably his super soft tires, the best tires he has, he wants to put them on at the final stint of the race, probably to have one final big push and try and catch the cars behind, the cars ahead.
Tonix and Alonso still on the lead, and it looks like the Red Bull driver is struggling a little bit more at the Sauber. In this moment of the race, the gap is increased to 1.4, 2/10 of a second in the Sauber in this lap. So let's see if Tonix and Alonso will join the pit lane. Looks like Tonix is gonna make his pit stop, and Alonso continues.
Yes. Maybe he's going to try the overcut, but I don't know whether it's going to work or not.
I don't know if that is gonna work, or maybe he's trying to go on a one-stop strategy.
Probably, because I think Tonix is putting on super soft tires, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, super soft tires for Tonix. It's for sure on a two-stop strategy. Can the strategy of Alonso be the right one? We're gonna find out tonight. We still have 26 laps to go for the Brazilian Grand Prix, second race of the Group B Formula Europe semi-final 2018. Alonso is leading ahead of the Renault of Netum, then Binox, Tonix and Mark. Ricky Memphis, Barrichello, Thiem and Kesekage in 9th place with Gladiator, then he's 10th, and he is just now exiting the pit lane.
Yes, he's and he's now behind his teammate, who has mediums on.
But did Gladiator make any mistakes, or they're just...
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, because he was like 20 seconds behind Alonso and Tonix, so it was quite a long way behind.
Yes, he made just this stop, so something happened and we don't know what. Alonso deciding to pit, and he's on medium tires on lap 11.
That's a gamble.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only way he thinks he's going to win the race.
I don't know. We're gonna find out. As Netum now, he's on the lead of the Grand Prix, with Alonso exiting the pit lane behind Mark. And Barrichello, a 3-second penalty for him for multiple warnings.
That's probably not ideal for Alonso. That's probably not ideal for Alonso to come out of the pits behind Mark, because maybe he wanted to hold him up a little bit. Now both Mark and Tonix will be able to push very hard on these super soft tires, whereas Alonso has to bring the medium tires all the way to the end of the race.
Well, approximately the time that you lost for a pit stop is something like 18-20 seconds. So that is the gap that Alonso will need if he wants to rejoin the race ahead of the Sauber after they're gonna pit.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's going to keep this gap under 20 seconds because now Tonix is pushing pretty hard, I think. In fact,
Tonix won 10.7. It's the new fastest lap of the race.
Very quick lap time by him, and as well his teammate Mark 11.1, so 0.4 of a second slower than his teammate with one lap older tires. And now we'll see Alonso in the next lap, his first lap with medium tires, where he's going to be capable of.
And there has also maybe been a team order by the Legend drivers as Gladiator have overtaken Kezekage after the Ferradura. So maybe they were sure about the fact that Gladiator was faster than Kezekage and they decided to let him go.
Yeah, probably because Gladiator is on soft tires whereas Kazekage is on medium, so completely different strategies for those two guys, so that's probably the better choice for them.
And now also Natumi is starting to struggle a little bit with his soft tires. He had these tires from the beginning of the race. It's the 12th lap on those tires. Beenox in second place. And he's going to the pit lane, so let's see what's gonna do. If he's gonna be, is he gonna be a two-stop strategy? So let's see what's he gonna do.
Maybe mediums till the end of the race? No, super softs, I think.
No, it's super soft, so it's gonna be for sure another one stop for the Renault driver.
Yes.
So Beenox now is the leading of the race. 3 F1 Motorsport drivers leading the race with Beenox first, Tonix second, Mark in third place. And looking at the pace of the drivers, in the last lap, Tonix set a 1:11.1, Mark 1:11.0, Alonso with the medium tires 1:11.7. So he's almost losing 0.6 per lap on the on Mark. But I don't know if that is going to be enough, because sooner or later the super soft will start to fall down, will start to lose the start to lose the prestation they have.
Yeah, I mean, probably the super soft guys, Tonix and Mark, will probably come to the pits in on lap 22 or 23.
Tonix on Beenox, Tonix on Beenox, and Tonix rejoining the leading of the race, so he is back in first place.
Yeah, and as I was saying, I don't think 7/10 is enough to build a 20-second gap, which Tonix needs to come out of the pit after his second stop by Adam Alonso.
And also Ricky Memphis. Of course, maybe you can see during the broadcast, you can maybe see that the Red Bull of Alonso is on soft tires, but there's just a glitch with the graphics. Alonso is actually on medium tires. You have to you have to trust the timetable on the top left of the screen. Lap 14 of 36, Tonix is leading the race ahead of his teammate Beenox second and Mark third. Then we have Alonso. Tonix, let's see, 1:11.4, Beenox 1:13.1, Mark 1:11.6, and let's see what Alonso is going to do. It's a 1:12.3 and there's a 3-second time penalty for Mickey HK.
I mean, Alonso is keeping up a very good pace right now with medium tires. However, Ricky Memphis is catching not at a fast rate, but he's coming pretty close to Alonso. So I think the Territory F1 driver is going to have to defend in the
yeah, actually Alonso is on a good pace. He's 6.9 seconds from the leader. So if Tonix may stop now, he would be almost 13-12 seconds behind Alonso.
Yes, and he will have fresher tires at the end of the race. However, one thing is catching somebody, the other thing is overtaking them. And as we saw yesterday, yes, no DRS, different conditions, but Brazil isn't a place where overtaking is simple.
And talking about some standings of the group, with the position we have now, the FMD drivers would leading the group with 105 points. Then Territorio F1 would be in second place with 52 points, 44 points for F1 Legend drivers in third place, and in fourth place F1 Race Championship with 30 points. So the qualification looks like a battle between Territorio F1, F1 Legend drivers and F1 Race Championship with 105 points. It looks like the Formula Motorsport drivers can be almost safe, even
yes,
even if they do something bad next week in Baku.
Yes, they have a big advantage, and in the meantime, Binox has gone into the pits, put on super soft tires. I actually thought he was going to go on the medium tires and go till the end of the race. However, it's another driver who decides to go for a two-stopper, and he rejoins in P7 behind Natum.
And Ricky Memphis is now right in the back of the Red Bull of Alonso, so it looks like he's maybe gonna try to overtake the Red Bull driver. And that is not a good news for Alonso, because he maybe lose some precious time there. 1:11.6 set by Ricky Memphis in his lap. The leader, Tonix, 1:11.7, 11.7 for Mark. For Mark 2.
Now.
Look at how much is close. Trying on the inside there. And there's space for them too. Oh no, it's not able. Alonso goes wide. Alonso goes a little bit wide, and it looks like Ricky Memphis is gonna make the move. And yes, he does it. Alonso is back into fifth. Fourth place.
Yes, very good move by Ricky Memphis. Alonso went just a little bit too wide and caught the grass and couldn't get the traction he needed to stay ahead of Ricky, who now he moves up into a podium place finish.
Now Alonso is falling down to an 8.9 second gap to leader Tonix. We also have to keep in mind this gap, because we now know that Alonso will try to go on a one-stop strategy,
well,
and
Alonso
at the same
will try
time
to overtake Ricky now.
And now look, Alonso with a great speed, but Ricky Memphis defending on the inside of the first corner. Oh, Alonso touched just a little bit of grass while he was braking at the first corner, and Ricky Memphis is able to retain the position, but it looks like the battle between these two drivers is not over there. Alonso again on the outside, Ricky Memphis defending on the inside of the corner. Alonso again, and there's no way to overtake Ricky Memphis this time, and that is a bad situation for the Red Bull. He's losing so much time, and that is something he wouldn't expect, something he don't like for his strategy.
Yes, this could be crucial actually, even though he just lost like 6 or 7 tenths of a second. Now he finds himself 9.5 seconds behind Tonix. It's still not good, not enough time for Tonix to come into the pits and rejoin ahead of Alonso, but he's gaining, and these battles won't make any favor to Alonso.
Tonix concludes lap 18, and he does it with a 1:11.7, pretty constant pace by him. 1:12.1 for Mark. Ricky Memphis, 1:12.2. Alonso again on the outside at the first corner. And now,
no way through.
He's still behind. Let's see if he's gonna make a move again on the Reta Posta. The area's open for him, defending Goldie inside Ricky Memphis again. Alonso going on the outside. Good job in the braking zone. And there's almost contact between them two. But Alonso is still behind Ricky Memphis.
No love lost between these two drivers. Ricky Memphis leaving close to no space after turn 4. However, he's on the super soft tires. He feels like he's the faster driver, and so does Alonso. I don't know whether all this battling will actually benefit Alonso, because now he's over the 10-second mark behind Tonix.
And there is also a battle for 8th place as Gladiator with the Force India has catched the Ferrari of TF1 team. But Alonso is still pretty close. Tonix 112.1 for him, 112.1 for Mark, and Ricky Memphis goes in the pits, so it's a pit stop for the AS driver.
That's pretty early.
It's pretty early. It's pretty early, and he's going on. Pretty sure it's gonna be soft tires.
Yes, 16 laps.
And yes, it is soft tires. So 16 laps from here till the end. I do believe he can make it.
Yes, I think they can. And now he will rejoin probably in P number 9 or P number.
And 3 seconds again for Gladiator. 3 seconds again for Gladiator. That makes 6 seconds. And remember that these seconds, those seconds of penalty will be added on the final race time of the driver.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of time behind Territory F1 team, who's on the medium tires, so different strategy. Gladiator will have to stop again. And
10 seconds Alonso right now.
Yes.
And that is going to be the first lap with clean air ahead of him.
Yeah, let's see how and if he will be able to use these medium tires once again. They will be starting to be pretty worn. Of course, he still has 16 laps to go, so his medium tires have to be in great shape right now. So let's see if he pushes again and how much he will lose to Tonix on those super.
Tonix 111.7 from Tonix in this lap, and for the first time since they made their pit stop in this lap, Alonso has been faster than Mark. Mark set a 12.3, Alonso a 12.0, 0.3 of a second gained by the Red Bull.
Yes, we have to say that Mark pitted a lot.
Oh, TF1 team, sorry, TF1 team and the Gladiator with the Gladiator trying on the outside, but couldn't make the move on the Ferrari, and he's trying now on the inside of the Ferradura, but he decided to brake a little bit early just to avoid any kind of contact. And there's Ricky Memphis that is right behind them.
Yeah, and Ricky is in a battle for 4th place with Barrichello. Well, he gained a lot in the final stint. However, Barrichello will have super soft tires in the end, so he needs to clear these two drivers.
Pit stop, sorry, pit stop for Mark. Pit stop for Mark, so I do believe that maybe Tonix will stop at the next lap.
Yeah, probably.
Of course, soft tires for F1 MD Mark, and he rejoined the track. He's 6th, and there's again Gladiator on team, and now let's see if he can make the move definitely on the Ferrari. It looks like he's gonna make it this time, but team will have the DRS again. I don't think he's close enough to trying to overtake again Gladiator, and so it is. So Gladiator is 7th, team is 8th, and Mickey goes in the pit.
Yes, and in the meantime, Natum has made a move on Barrichello. And
yeah, so he's 3rd, and Alonso have gained almost 4/10 of a second on Tonix, and Tonix goes, yeah, pit stop for Tonix. So that is the decisive. Oh, there's, and we're taking a look at the front wing of Ricky Memphis. He damages front wing. So that is a hard shot to his race. So Alonso, he's leading the race. Tonix is behind Natum. Can he also be behind the Barrichello? That will be a critical moment for his race. And yes, he is behind both of them.
I mean, he's a long way behind Alonso. Close
yeah,
to 10 seconds.
He's almost 10 seconds. There's almost a 10-second gap differential between them. For exactly, there is a 9.4 second differential between Alonso and Tonix. So Alonso maybe is gonna be pretty constant with those tires. Maybe we're also gonna see Tonix be faster than him, but you have to close the gap of almost 10 seconds.
Now Tonix is trying everywhere to overtake Barrichello. almost tried the move in the second.
Oh, look at... Oh.
So close. He wants to clear him as soon as possible. He knows that he's 9 seconds behind Alonso. He needs something special to catch and overtake the Territory F1 driver.
And I do believe he will be able to make the move right now, but it looks like the Mercedes is going to the pit, and yes, it is. So Barrichello making his last stop of the race. And now Tonix have Natum ahead of them. And don't forget that Natum have started with a soft tire, so we still have one more stop to do.
Yes, we will see if Natum comes into the pits before Tonix catches him. I don't know that because Natum actually pitted a long way after Tonix did the first time. He pitted on lap number 12, so it's already 12 laps that he's on these super soft tires, so we'll see.
And Ricky Memphis rejoining the track after pitting and change his front wing, and he's just ahead of TF1 Cyril. So he's still in the points. Of course, we know that all the 12 drivers in the race will earn points at the end. 111.9 for Alonso, and Natum is doing his pit stop too. Tonix, let's see his lap. It's a 110.3. It's the new fastest lap of the race. More than almost 1.5 seconds faster than Alonso. 7.7 is the gap between them, and we still have 12 laps to go.
That's a very, very quick lap time. Behind him, Binox is in P3, and he will need to stop again. But Tonix now 7.7 seconds behind Alonso is catching him very quickly. We'll probably see a big, big battle at the end of this race.
So now Alonso trying to manage the gap he have on Tonix, then Binox, then he's in third place right now. And looking at the standings again, when we are 12 laps from the checkered flag, we have Formula Motorsport driver 98, Territory F1 56, F1 Race Championship 39, and F1 Legend drivers 38. That's the situation right now.
Yes, F1 Legend drivers race has been compromised by that front wing damage for Ricky Memphis.
And Binox.
Yes,
Binox pit stop for the Toro Rosso.
Probably put super soft tires on.
Yeah, pretty sure about that. Yes, it is.
Yes,
new super soft tire for him. And Natum is fifth. Natum is fifth with the Renault, and Barrichello is right behind him.
Battle for 5th place, and I don't know whether they're going to catch the team in front because he's on medium tires and it's going to the end. Only 6 second gap.
And Barrichello is pretty close to the Renault of Natum right now. They are teammates, and yes, Natum let Barrichello go.
Yes, Barrichello.
Team order for them too.
Yes, and now I think Barrichello has the pace on these brand new super soft tires to catch and try to overtake team for 4th place.
Alonso still lapping very fast, 11.5. That was his last time. 10.9 for Tonix, 0.6 of a second gain by Tonix, but there's still a 6.3 second differential between them, when we still have less than 10 laps to go.
Yes, Tonix is catching him pretty quickly. I can't wait actually to see Tonix right behind Alonso. I think it's going to be a big fight because Tonix is catching, and I think he wants this race win pretty badly.
110.2 for Gladiator sets the new fastest lap of the race on new super soft tires. Gladiator that is actually in 8th place, 3.3 seconds away from F1MD Binox that is 7th, and he also have almost a 6-second advantage on Ricky Memphis in 9th place.
Yes, Ricky Memphis that has overtaken Kazekage, talking about team orders. Kazekage is also on soft tires, so way slower than Ricky Memphis. Yeah, right now up front, Tonix has not gained that much in this lap, so I think that the soft tire advantage is not coming to an end, but isn't as effective as it was a couple of
Well,
laps ago.
he gained 7/10 of a second in this lap, 110.9 for Tonix, 111.6 for Alonso, 5.5 seconds between them now, and 9 laps to go.
Well, if we have to say one thing, is that TF1 Alonso is
And TF1 team box for TF1 team and his Ferrari.
Oh. He was a
And we know that he have a 5-second time penalty, and now it's the moment when the mechanics start to work on the car. He leaves the box. He's in 9th, overtaken by Ricky Memphis. Also Keisei Kage overtake him.
Maybe Sutil as well.
No, I don't think so. Sutil is now entering the Esedo Senna. Oh, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. They are side by side on the Rita Posta Straight, defending on the inside team, and that's a precious move for team because he have to use as much as he can his new super soft tires, trying to catch Keisei Kage, that is just a little less than 5 seconds ahead of him.
Yes, Kazakage has just gotten a 3-second time penalty, so that will probably help the cause of team. And yeah, right now Tonix 4.6 seconds, so back at gaining a whole second per lap. He's coming in pretty quickly.
It's coming in pretty quickly, but I'm pretty sure that if we're gonna have it, this is going to be a pretty intense battle between them. 4.3 second differential now between Alonso and Tonix. Mark is in 3rd place, 7 seconds away from Tonix, so it looks like Tonix is having another pace right now compared to his teammate. Then Barrichello in 4th place with Natum. A good race for the F1 Race Championship. This could be a good result for them, to trying to do the best as they can in Baku to catch the qualifying for the Alonso in the pits.
Ooh.
So he decided to change the strategy at the last second, and so now that maybe gives the victory to Tonix. So I'm pretty sure that Alonso is not going to be able to gain that much.
No, it's
maybe
not.
Maybe he was sure that he's not going to be able to go till the end with those medium tires.
Yes,
that's the only reason.
Now. Yeah, that's the only reason. You're right. More than almost 15 seconds behind Tonix. I don't think he's going to. No, that's pretty impossible. That's a shame for him, really. He tried a different strategy. Maybe he thought that was the only way he could have won this race. Unfortunately for him. Didn't work out.
Yeah. So now Tonix, Mark, Alonso, Barrichello, Natum, Binox, Gladiator, Ricky Memphis, Keisei Kage, Team Sutil and Mickey HK. These are the standings on lap 13 out of 36.
Probably the reason for the pit stop for Alonso, of course, the very worn tires, but maybe because he's basically the only well-placed Territory F1 driver, as Tim and Sutil are back in 10th and 11th place. They need these points, so probably that's better off like this and not risk everything.
Well, let's see. Anyway, the team rankings now looks like that. So Formula Motorsport drivers still in the lead of the championship with 89 points, 62 points for TF1, Territorio F1. F1 Legend drivers back in 3rd place with 48 points, and F1 Race Championship in 4th place with 38 points. Alonso is gaining up really fast on Mark. He was 7.7 away. Now he is already 6.4.
Maybe you can try and catch him by the end of the race.
Maybe that's gonna be
pretty hard.
It's pretty hard, but let's see if he is going to be able to make it. And Nicky, 3-second time penalty. Tonix completing another lap on a 111.1. Mark 1 1:11.6. Alonso, let's see if he's going for the fastest lap of the race. No, it's not, but he's a 1:10.2. 1.5 seconds faster than Mark. 5.5 between them and 5 to go.
He could catch him actually. I think he has the pace to catch Mark, especially if Mark is struggling a little bit with his soft tires. I mean, he can still get second place in my opinion.
And purple sector for Alonso in the first sector.
Yeah, he's pushing very hard right now. He wants this second place. I think he's going to be pretty gutted that he didn't get the win. He won't do anyway, but probably second place is the best that he can do, and he knows it and he wants it.
Well, after Alonso pit stop, we have a new... yes, we have a new standings, because after the pit stop of Alonso, the FMD drivers will still be leading with 98, Territory F1 53, then Legend drivers are in the race championship. Tonix 112.5, 110.3 for Alonso, 4.7 between them, and another second gained on Mark.
That's a very, very good lap time on his second run on his super soft tires. Of course, he only has like 6 or 7 laps to do on these super soft tires, so he can push really hard and pretty much don't care about the tire wear.
Tonix leading the race with a 6-second differential on Mark. And Teen is right in the back of the Force India of Kizakage, so let's see if he will be able to try the move. He goes on the inside there, look at how it's maybe even a piece of paper can pass between their wheels there.
Yeah, and I think
he made the move. He made the move.
Yeah, probably the sheet of paper wouldn't have been enough because Kazekage damaged his front wing. So I think there was a little bit of contact after turn 4, and Kazekage now down to P10 with a broken front wing.
We have a 9-second gap on Sutil that is behind him, so maybe with 3 laps to go he may be able to manage this gap to maintain at least the 10th place. And now 3.3 between Alonso and Mark.
Yeah, now Alonso starts.
They will be really they will be, I think, really close at the end, but I don't know if Alonso will be enough closer.
I think a couple of laps more, he would have probably had him. I don't know right now, 2.5 laps to go, 2.9 seconds. He needs to catch him and overtake him. That's going to be pretty hard.
And Tonix is losing time on Mark. He have a 4.7 now. He's losing a lot of time.
Yes, probably right now, a bit of relaxed time for Tonix. Of course, he has 4.7 seconds and 3 laps.
112.4 for Tonix, 111.5 for Mark, 110.6 for Alonso that gained 9/10 of a second in this lap. 2.5 seconds between them with 2 laps to go.
I don't think he's
going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be very close. Probably 1 more lap and he would have had a better chance. But let's see right now, 2.1 seconds with 5 sectors to go.
Do you think we may be gonna see a photo finish between them?
That's possible. I mean, we've already seen that yesterday with Adeo and Smokeman. So yeah, why not? I mean, I'm down for it. If it happens, that's for the better, I think. So Alonso will probably be pushing hard still.
4 seconds between Tonix and Mark, and for the first time Alonso is under the 2-second gap from Mark, 1.8. There's 3.9 seconds between Mark and Tonix. And now the leader of the race, F1 MD Tonix, begins the last lap of the race. 112.4 for him, 111.5 for Mark, and again 110.6 for Alonso. Another time, 9/10 of a second gain. There is 1.5 seconds between them. Maybe Alonso will be able to use the DRS just before the checkered flag.
Yes, that's his only chance. I mean, he's going to try something, I think, if he's close enough. I don't know whether he will be close enough though.
He's under 1 second. He's almost under the second.
It's going to be very close.
It's gonna be very close, but he have to be much closer than this if he want to try to overtake Mark just at the last lap, while Tonix with 3.5 seconds on Mark is still leading the race and he's approaching the finish line. So F1 MD Tonix is gonna be the winner tonight, crossing the finish line, and Tonix is the winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And behind we have Mark with Alonso, and it's not enough. Tonix, Mark, Alonso. Alonso just 6 tenths away from getting the second place from F1 MD Mark. Barrichello, and there was a penalty for Barrichello, so Natumi's 4th, Binox is 5th, and Barrichello is 6th, Gladiator 7th, Ricky Memphis in 8th place, 9th is TF1 team. Then we have Kesekage closing his race in 10th place. TF1 Sirtil is 11th, and he have enough margin, 7 seconds on Mickey HK. So Sirtil is closing the race in 11th place, and Mickey is just the last driver who's going to reach the finish line as he concludes his race in 12th and last place. What a race has been. Very, very nice race. Nice competition. Anyway, before we go to the final interviews, I would like to remember you that you can vote your driver of the day. So submit your vote, don't forget that, and we're gonna celebrate the driver of the day just at the end of our broadcast live. Here's the podium with both the Sauber of Tonix and Mark in 1st and 2nd place, and the Red Bull of Alonso is in 3rd place. So, Daniel, has been a very tough race. We saw some different strategy when Alonso changing his strategy just at the last moment. It was a really good action. Maybe it was not as close as yesterday, but that was pretty good anyway.
Yes, indeed. Probably yesterday was on another level, but I mean, it's such a shame for Alonso that he couldn't make his strategy work. Probably would have been a very, very good battle at the end with Tonix. However, he was very close to Marcus. P3 for Territory F1 is still a very, very good job. And of course, 1-2 for Sauber and for Formula 1 Motorsport driver. So a very, very good result for them as well.
So we're going to be joined soon by the first 3 drivers tonight. We're going to have Mark Tonix and Alonso here alongside with us for the interviews of this amazing race. Before that, I would like to remember you the final standing at the end of the race. In this group, we have the Formula Motorsport driver leading with just 100 points ahead of Territorio F1 at 54, F1 Legend drivers 41, and F1 Race Championship closing the standings in 4th place with 36 points. But we've been joined right now by the first driver. So first of all, I would like to congratulate with all of them. It's been a very good race for all of you. And first of all, the first question is obviously for the race winner, F1 MD Tonix. Tonix has been a very tough race. At the end, Alonso have decided to change his strategy at the last moment, maybe because he wasn't sure to go to the end with the medium tires. But if Alonso was able maybe to go till the end with the medium tires, did you believe that you were having the pace to catch him and then also overtake him before the end?
Yeah, starting from the qualifying section, that wasn't a perfect lap, but enough for pole position, so very happy. And I think in the first stint I had more fuel than Alonso, because I had less pace. But in the second stint, again, my limit was the fuel, because that was too low, so I had to manage it. And nothing. In the end, very very good pace. Nothing to say. I managed it to the win, and very happy for me and for my teammate Mark.
And talking about your teammate Mark, so Mark has been a very good race, and just tell us more about your race. Mark, è stata una bella gara, dici qualcosa insomma di più di quello che è stato.
Sì, intanto buonasera. Diciamo che si è messo subito bene dalle qualifiche, il lavoro maggiore è stato fatto lì con una grandissima prima fila. Poi in gara, a prima curva è stato un po' troppo aggressivi secondo me, mi hanno chiuso a sandwich, per fortuna ne siamo usciti indenni, però ho avuto molta paura in quel frangente. Dopodiché ho provato a tallonare Alonso. Non sono riuscito a sorpassarlo, abbiamo optato per le due soste, parte centrale abbastanza buona, poi è stato un po' sorprendente vedere appunto lo stesso Alonso con le medie avere un ottimo ritmo rispetto a noi con gomme nuove. Per fortuna poi lui si è fermato, e poi all'ultimo stint con le soft abbiamo amministrato. Io non mi trovavo proprio bene rispetto alle super, però è bastato per tenerlo dietro, quindi doppietta spettacolare e grande Tonix per la vittoria.
Okay, it was a good race since qualifying. I get a good first row. I take a serious risk in the first lap. Just after the start, they closed me like I was in a sandwich, and I was really scared there. But I was lucky because I didn't break anything on my front wing or anything with my car. Then I have tried to maintain the pace of Alonso, but in the end, I anyway managed to get the second place till the end, and it was a good result for the team. And I really have to make my congratulations to my teammate F1MD Tonics for the victory. Okay, Alonso, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
Okay. Okay, so it was a good race for you too. It looks like you've got the same pace of Tonics at the beginning, and then we saw you decided to try a one-stop strategy, but in the end you changed your mind at 7 laps with 7 laps to go.
Yes, I mean in the practice it all goes good. I can go to the final, but I don't know. Maybe I do too much over. I don't know. Too much degradation. Yes. And yeah, I can't go to the final, so it's a shame. But anyway, P3 is very good. I'm very happy with the start. I don't know when I in the start, Mark was sandwich, and I don't know that in that part there was 3 wide, so very sorry for the contact when I start. I don't know, so yeah, sorry Mark. Good pace, good race, and yeah, I'm happy that TF1 is second anyway.
Yeah, now obviously TF1 is in second place right now in the standings. You have 54 points, 13 more points of F1 Legend drivers in third place. So you think that you can make it to the finals? As next week we're gonna be in Baku for the last race of the semifinal, and also is gonna be a 100% race.
Yes, we will try, obviously, but I think we can pass. But anyway, the races are very
Races are
unpredictable.
strange.
So yeah, really unpredictable. So let's see. I hope that we can pass.
Okay. And talking about advance to the next round, it looks like the Formula Motorsport drivers are on a good spot right now, leading the group with 100 points. They have 46 points differential. There is a 46-point differential between them and Territory F1. Tonix, what do you think? I think it's pretty clear that if nothing strange happens, you made your halfway to the final.
Yeah, we have got so much points, but you know, races are races, so I don't know.
Ah, well, we'll see. Okay, so before we go to the end, I do believe we have to check out the votes for the driver of the race. We're just checking out the final votes. Maybe if someone from the... Okay, found them. So for tonight driver of the race, let's see who is the winner. And with the 63.6% of the votes, the driver of the day is TF1 Alonso. So congratulations to Alonso for winning the driver of the day award tonight.
Congrats,
Whoa.
you were so fast.
Thanks.
Good,
Congratulations to F1 MD. Unbelievable. Your work. So keep pushing, and maybe we can see you in the finals and well in Baku.
Keep pushing, you too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Daniele, there's something you would like to ask to them?
Not anything in particular, just one question for actually just the one question for Tonix. If I only wanted to ask you if when you saw Alonso on mediums, did you think that the win was gone, or did you think that you had the pace in the final stint to catch him if he had gone to the end with the medium tires?
No, I thought I had to push very hard because I had to catch it in the final laps. So I didn't thought it, but I didn't think it. But yeah, I was scared. I was scared, but the race wasn't gone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I do believe we come to an end tonight. So before we end our live broadcast, I would like to thank the broadcast director Marco Ganu. That is the man who creates all the things that you see on screen when we are live. So thank you so much, Marco. Obviously, also thanks to the race director, Mr. X, tonight.
Thanks, Luca.
Thanks to my broadcast partner here on commentary, Daniele Spadi.
Well, thanks to you, Luca. It's been an honor to be here. Thank you.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, of course, again, congratulations to the first three drivers. Congratulations, Mark. Congratulations, to Alonso. And congratulations, Tonix. You're doing a very, very good job tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So it's really all for tonight. We'll see you next week. It's going to be race 3. The last race for the semi-final, a 100% race in Baku, Azerbaijan. What's going to happen? We don't know. Can the Territorial F1 get through the semi-final and reach the final? We don't know. But if you follow us, you're going to find out next week in Baku. Just don't forget to tune on our official YouTube channel, Formula Europe. You can also follow us on Twitter, and for any other information, you can also take a look to www.formulaeurope.com. That is the only official site you will find about our competition. So, really thankful for all of you that follow us tonight. Thank you so much. Good night, and have a nice night.
Good night.